Ladies and gentlemen, let's Red Gaming Tech video. We're going to be further discussing more information on the Xbox One. What comes to mind with the Xbox One? Gaming. Well, Microsoft have now issued an open letter to small business community, and they are pitching it for business services and applications. I kid you not. They recently released, as I said, an open letter, and this has been one of their pitches for effectively saying that their console is really good for small businesses because of the various services that it actually gives us, and you can indeed justify it as a quote-unquote business expense. Allow me to read you the quote. What is being positioned as an excellent entertainment device is just as enticing for you and your small business. In fact, it's largely justifiable to make the Xbox One a business expense. The Xbox One, priced at $500 or £429 or whatever it is in your region, that is off quote of course, is an affordable option for small business owners, as there are many features built into the console that could help it rival even the most modern and modest of video conferencing and network platforms. So, continuing, he says, utilizing Skype and the power of group chat, you have that collaborative exchange with clients and co-workers no matter where in the world they happen to be. Utilize the size of that nice TV screen to help you smile and nod. Your next great plan comes together. The Xbox One with Kinect as a Skype provider is just as capable as a PC, with the attachments including microphone and web camera. The difference is that Xbox One and Kinect gives you open space to move, gesture, show employees, and see everyone more clearly. And with SkyDrive via Internet Explorer, you can use it with Office web apps to open the Excel spreadsheets or PowerPoint. You can use Kinect voice and hand gestures to navigate websites. Now you're free of clickers and light pens to use. If you host clients at your home, you can use the power of Internet Explorer and the size of your TV to showcase your new redesigned website, or snap IE to the side with SkyDrive to present sketches you're working on. Because Internet Explorer has access to the web Office apps, pair that with Wi-Fi keyboard and mouse, and you have the means to edit documents when necessary, even if you're not near your PC. The app story of the Xbox One has yet to be written, therefore it is entirely possible to find apps down the road that could be beneficial to you and your business. With the processing power, snap mode, connection to a large screen that Xbox One has, this device is capable of going from a break room to the boardroom. End quote. I'm sorry if I sounded like I was sniggering at some points there. Okay. I could tear this apart so badly that I actually am not going to, because I'm sure all of you were just probably on the floor with this one. I'm sorry. I'm not bad-mouthing the Xbox One. I'm not going against the games or anything like this, but this is the crap that pisses off gamers. No. Okay. Allow me to reiterate. No. I work for a small business, and I actually was, discussing this with my boss earlier, and he was just like, why? And I've been reading comments as well on various websites on this, and they've all said the same thing. Why? Okay, you can connect it to your TV. It's a HDMI connection. You could connect it to any TV, to a laptop or whatever. Hell, my smartphone can connect to a TV. It's not really a big thing at all. Okay, Wi-Fi keyboard and so forth. Okay. Well, that's certainly unique, and I'm glad that's been added. Skype. If only you could get that on any other device. You see where I'm going with this? This isn't to say that the Xbox One doesn't have some interesting functionality for this, the Kinect, for example, but to try and argue that it's a business expense, furthermore to say stuff like the cloud functionality with the storage, when you can get, say, Dropbox or, I don't know, Google Drive for completely free. Up to a certain storage space, of course, but even if you're paying for that, it's basically bupkis per megabyte. And then, of course, there are other options as well. I'm not going to go into, but cloud-based options if you really have to pay and you don't want one of those two options because they simply will not do you for whatever particular reason. Okay, so Skype is ridiculous. Now, the applications. Okay, so I could open up an Excel spreadsheet or PowerPoint, or I could just use, a laptop to do that. Or I could just use, a tablet and hook that up to a large screen if I so wished, or projection or whatever. I don't see this. I'm sorry. Sometimes I love new technology. I do. And utilizing Skype and so on, fine. I have no issues with. But to try and argue that this is a business expense, it is a console. This is the thing that I've been kind of alluding to for a while now. We don't want this stuff. Gamers really don't. Okay, maybe the odd gamer here or there does want to do some of this stuff. And I'm not saying that it's not nice to have. But the difference between nice to have and it's also the running theme with the console are two completely separate entities. For example, it's nice that my cell phone, just for example, it's nice that my cell phone can take photos. It's nice that my cell phone can edit a document. But that's not the reason I own a cell phone. The reason I own a cell phone is because I need to make calls. I need to text someone, I need to call someone. You could better well bloody believe that if the phone started to put the functions of a phone, in other words, actually calling someone second, I wouldn't want that phone. And this is another problem, by the way, smartphones in terms of their battery life as a complete offhand. I'm not saying that I hate the features of the Xbox One. I have illustrated, however, that the multi-purpose direction that they've gone with it, the multitasking direction, is eating into a lot of GPU and CPU power. For example, Microsoft have muttered under their breath that 3 GB of the 8 is being taken away from the multi-operating system approach. Furthermore, under the same muttering, they also pretty much confirmed that the 10% of the GPU power of the Xbox One has been eaten up by operating system functionalities. This would be stuff like the gestures for the hands and the various sliding and the snapping that they're all proud of. 10% of the 1.24? Yes, I don't see that as a good idea, and this isn't something that we gamers want. I'm not saying that they're going to piss everyone off with this. I'm not saying that is, like the online DRM issue. At the same time, it's an absurdity. I can only assume that they were being whimsical with this. It's just, I don't understand the direction they were coming from, because I don't really see any business going for this. Why would you? A laptop now in the UK is really cheap, especially if you were to get something like one of the Google laptops, or hell, if you wanted to go really, really, savvy and you wanted to get, say, a tablet. You could do that. You could get a cheap laptop, or you could even just use a PC. There's so many different options, and they give you so much more flexibility. Okay, so you've got the microphone and webcam on the Xbox One, but that's not exactly amazing technology. What's a webcam cost? A 720p webcam. How much is that? How much are they? Like £15 for a decent one? You can pretty much get one from Amazon or wherever the hell you want to get one for basically nothing now. They sell them in supermarkets, for the love of God. So, I don't really get what they're coming with this stuff. I don't really think they're going to be getting sales from small businesses for this stuff. Sure, if you want... I can understand some of the cooler features with this, for example, if you wanted to set up various slides or whatever, you just happen to own an Xbox One, that could be nice, but I don't think anyone really wants to buy this. I mean, sure, the Kinect could have some cool functionality with this. It could be a cheap way to do that and look kind of awesome. But in terms of actual functionality with the web apps, for example, they've not been proven. I don't see why you would buy something that's not been proven. More to the point, you can just get all this stuff for completely free anyway. OpenOffice, for example, on a laptop. Google Docs, completely and utterly free technology. I don't see why you'd, rely on a $429 or a $500 console to do this for you. It just doesn't make sense. You can get a laptop for, £100 cheaper. And I'm not saying that necessarily the laptop is a better piece of technology. I'm just saying that for most businesses it will do the job. More to the point, it's completely portable as well. That's the thing. What's the Xbox going to do without a power source or without being connected up to a screen? Nothing. At least with the laptop, you can take it with you. At least with a tablet or a PDA or whatever system, you can actually take it with you. And so, I don't know. As someone who works in a small business, as someone who knows technology quite well, I just don't see a point with this at all. As I said, I'm not saying it doesn't have interesting uses. I think for classroom environments and stuff, it could be kind of cool. For learning, it could be kind of cool as well. For programming and that type of thing, it could have some interesting uses. But for small businesses and so forth, I don't think anyone's really going to want to justify the Xbox One as a business expense, unless, you're a games programmer or something. In which case, fantastic. Anyway, this has just been a bit of one of those really odd stories, but not really anything to do with gaming, at least in my personal opinion, just one of those odd ones. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed my somewhat odd rant, and I will leave you guys to it. Take care, and bye for now.